right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Around the Bases. February 2nd, Thursday. Man, this week has kind of flown by. But we're only, about 2 weeks before pitchers and catchers report. So getting closer and closer to baseball season. But joined by Jay McLovin. How's it going, Jay?
It is going well. It is going well, man. I did my usual last night. I went up to the local Walmart there about 10, 11 o'clock at night, sat in between the beer aisle and where the diapers are, man. If you've never been to Walmart where the beer, the diapers location is, I will tell you this. It is better than any comedy hour you'll ever pay money to go see. I'm just saying, people watch there all damn day. But then Blue gets thirsty, I grab a little beer, and off we go. So, but yeah, man, I'm doing well. I did find the Lay's onion chips, so I'm happy. I'm a happy camper.
T Ray had some of those Lay's Funyun chips as well.
Yeah, man. My wife looked at. I told her, I said, "Look, babe, Gonzo was telling me at Walmart they had them, and look, they got them. They're right freaking here. Can you believe it? I got Funyun Lay's?" And she looked at me like, "What the hell? That looks gross." And I said, "You must be high off your rocker." And then she wants to get lemon Lay's. I don't know, whatever.
I know here in Indiana where we live in Muncie, you can't hardly find them. As soon as they get on the shelf, they're gone. People are buying them like crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, that's just the truth, man. If you love Funyuns and Lay's, it's the perfect marriage, man. It really, honestly, is a perfect marriage.
Yeah, I haven't had a whole bag. Mom said, "Here, try one of these." I said, "What are?" She showed me. I said, "Damn, that tastes just like a Funyun."
So yeah, man. Hey,
you don't have to worry.
And I like it has the thick waviness to it too, and it's the perfect texture, the perfect taste. I'm just telling you, you can't get anything better than. I don't know why my wife doesn't like them, but she
you don't have to worry as much about. You don't get as many of the sharp edges that you can get on some of them Funyuns.
Well, that's true. I told my wife, I said, "I hope you don't like them." I said, "That's just more for me."
And also,
but bro, and then I got some bourbon butter pickles, man. Bourbon bread and butter pickles, man. Oh my god, I found heaven, guys. I don't know if you've ever had this. They got it over there at Walmart, man. You get you some bourbon bread and butter pickles. I swear to God, it's so good. It is so good.
We buy the famous Dave's hot and spicy pickles a lot.
Oh yeah. That's a good one too. I've had that one. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I gotta go. I can't get all that down here though. I can't find famous Dave's down here.
Dad makes his own pickles. And,
does he?
He puts jalapenos and habaneros and stuff in there, and a bunch of cucumbers, and lets them pickle. Oh, it's good. A little spicy.
I bet it's good and spicy.
But also joined by the stat guy. How you doing this morning?
Doing great, Chris. Doing great, Jay. And you can just go to your Walmart. I don't go to Walmart. Walmart annoys me.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, trust me, man. It takes everything I got to get through Walmart. Usually, I got and I always have Blue with me, man, because Blue keeps me regulated. He's my service dog, so he keeps me regulated. But
you know where I go when I want to.
Man, I'd be going off on people.
You know where I go when I want to people watch when I'm down south?
Where's that?
Buc-ee's.
Oh man, yeah. I went into a Buc-ee's one time. I lasted about 5 seconds. I went in long enough to see that chaos, and I said, "Nope."
Buc-ee's is awesome.
I beat feet out of there, man.
What's Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's is like a grocery store and a gas station.
Walmart. Yeah, it's like if Walmart and 7-Eleven had a brainchild, it would be Buc-ee's.
With a gas station on the outside.
I think I've seen like a post about it on Facebook or somebody talking about it, but I've never been to one.
Yeah, with a gas station on the outside that's got like 65 pumps.
Yeah, it's just freaking enormous.
And the food is good. And the food is cheap.
I tried
to You must be high. I tried one of their barbecue burgers, the chopped beef burgers. Oh my god. I made it like halfway through the sandwich. It was so much. I was like, man, I can't do this. I started having heartburn. Like I could just taste the cholesterol building up in my veins.
Well, their food is good. It's cheap, and yeah, it's good.
Cholesterol building in your veins, huh?
I'm sorry, man. I was just thinking about Buc-ee's food.
No, just a couple weeks from pitchers and catchers report, and that's always a great sign, a great time of the year because we know baseball is just right around the corner.
Baseball technically starts in 10 days if you want to count college baseball.
No, we're not counting college baseball. We're talking MLB. MLB. Mike Lima Bravo. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Well, you don't,
We're not talking about
you don't watch
Baseball's baseball.
You don't watch college baseball, Jay?
I do. I watch mostly like when Texas plays or Houston plays or A&M plays and Rice. If those schools play, yeah, I'll watch them.
Well, see, here in town we have Ball State University. Hell, you can go watch a baseball game there for free.
Oh, nice.
Same with Notre Dame too. Notre Dame has free admission now too for their baseball games.
So when I hear that they're playing, I'll go over there sometimes and check it out. Because Ball State usually has a pretty good team as well. I mean,
well, now I live next door to like Sam Houston State University. From where I'm moving to is going to be probably about 4 miles down the road, 4 to 5 miles down the road. So I'll probably go to some Sam Houston games. My uncle actually played college baseball for Sam Houston State University. He was really freaking good too.
Where you live at in Georgia, don't they have like basically year-round baseball?
Yeah, I don't know. We have baseball here. I go Savannah. Yeah, I go watch Savannah.
You ever go watch the Bananas?
Yeah, that's actually a really fun time, man. Like I said,
we're gonna be in
almost Savannah Bananas is almost like where a carnival meets a baseball stadium.
I was watching ESPN, I think it was one night, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And all of a sudden I look up and this dude's on fucking stilts trying to hit a ball. You got pitchers. I was like, what the hell am I watching? And I watched it, but no, they're going to be in Indianapolis coming up here, I think in April or something like that.
Savannah Bananas are?
Yeah, I'm planning on trying to go watch.
Yeah, they're going to be in the Milwaukee area in August. I think we're going to go too.
I think, you know what, they're almost even trying to build it into like a Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. You know, that type of circus act baseball stuff. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not – if you're going there to see a legitimate baseball game, you're going to be disappointed. If you go there for entertainment value only, you're going to be – yeah, it's got great entertainment.
Jay, how close are you to either LaGrange, Georgia, or Demorest, Georgia?
I don't know. I'd have to look those up. That sounds like if it's around the Atlanta area, then I'm about 4 hours. Savannah is – just so you get an idea, Savannah is –
What? No, I know where Savannah is.
Yeah.
We were talking about because if you want to watch good college baseball in the state of Georgia, go watch either LaGrange College or Emory University.
Now, down south like that, is the baseball basically year round? Since you have good weather most of the year?
Yeah, here, they play baseball damn near year round, man. It doesn't snow here, it doesn't ice here. At least not since I've been here, not since my wife has been here. She's been here, I think, 14 years. I've been here going on about 10. So, yeah, you like right now, it's a nice 71 degrees outside. I mean, it's nice weather. So
that must be nice.
Hey, I had our first baseball practice outside yesterday.
Hey, listen, Gonzo, I told you that's the reason why I left the north. It's because it never gets warm in that son of a bitch. You only get maybe 3 or 4 months of warm weather, and then you're back to cold shit again. And this dude doesn't do cold. I did it for 2 years. 2 years. And at the end of that second year, I said, you know what? I've had enough. I'm going home.
I'd like to be somewhere where it was nice year round. You say you had practice outside yesterday?
Yep, we had my son's baseball team outside in 21-degree weather yesterday for our first practice.
It's fine. Toughen them up. Don't act like it's something crazy.
I only had one kid cry out of 16, so we made progress.
It'll be all right. Damn it.
I'm surprised you've had that many parents that would bring their kids as soft as the world's getting.
Hey, our first tournaments. Our first tournament's in Kentucky in March. We got to get some practice in right now.
Yeah.
All you got to do is put some hand warmers in your pocket and some hand warmers in your shoe.
We played without gloves yesterday.
We used to practice in like wintertime with our all-star teams and stuff. I rented out a gym so we could keep practicing when it got cold.
Yeah, I had the kids out there without gloves yesterday because I wanted them to know what the ball feels like before it hits the glove.
Yep. We used to do drills like that all the time. I miss coaching baseball. Well,
Yeah.
kind of. Let me rephrase that. I kind of miss coaching baseball. I miss coaching the kids, but I don't miss dealing with some of the dumbass parents. That I was telling Mike Hughes that last night. That's what run because I umpired little league baseball for like about 30 years. Well, yeah,
Right.
well, about 25 years. And that's what runs it is you get parents out there that don't know the rules for one, but then you get parents that, of course, that they all parents think their kids are all stars. Well, sorry, sometimes your kid's not an all star, and parents
You're
don't
like, I
like to
don't
hear that very
understand.
well.
My kid goes to practice every single day, and yet you just keep him on the bench. Why?
Well,
Why?
I mean, we had rules where every kid had to play, but I'd get parents come complain. My kid should be playing this position. This position. I said, "You want to coach the team? I'm the coach. They're going to play where I put them at." And my first rule, I told the
Wait.
kids, if you come up to me during a game and you ask me to play a position, I guarantee you will not play that position. So I don't need 15 kids coming up to me in between innings. Can I play this position? Can I play this position? The chart's up there where you're playing. Go to your damn position. Your damn position. I
Yeah.
couldn't stand that. I don't know if you get that. Did you get that, Dustin? When like 12 kids wanting to ask you if they can go play certain positions during a game?
Yeah, they usually ask me that in the first inning, maybe the first two innings, and then after that, it's like the board's here, and I switch the board every inning, so they
Yep.
figure it out at that point.
I do. I tell them all first practice, and I'll remind them at the very first game. You come up to me and ask to play a position, I guarantee you won't play that position. That way they'd quit asking me. I'll put it up on the board and I'll change the board. It's like, because you have too much other things going on to have 14 kids coming up to you. I want to play first base.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, and then again, too, man. I mean, if you let too many chiefs can't be good. You know, you got to have only one chief, one direction.
Oh, dude, I've had parents threaten my life over little league baseball when I was umpiring.
Oh, Lord.
One dude's going to put me in a 50-gallon drum. He's going to feed me to his Rottweiler, then put me in a 50-gallon drum.
What the hell?
That's what he told me. I was cracking up.
Yeah, that's a little extreme, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But pitchers and catchers report. How long after that, Dustin, before the World Baseball Classic starts?
Pitchers and catchers report on February 16th. First spring training game is the 25th. Some get it the 23rd, depending, because some teams get an exhibition game against one of the World Baseball Classic teams. So those teams actually start the 23rd. Otherwise, spring training starts the 25th, and then World Baseball Classic starts March 2nd.
So,
Wow.
Man,
that's crazy.
Report the 15th, 16th. When does everybody else report? Like
20th or
21st,
21st?
20th, 21st.
20th or 21st, yeah. It's usually like 4 or 5 days after the pitchers report, but 9 out of 10 times most players get there next week. I know a lot of players from the Chicago Cubs right now have been down in Arizona now for the last 2 weeks, and they've just been working out on their own down there. So yes, technically pitchers and catchers report first, but usually the day that pitchers and catchers report, everybody else is down there at the same time. They're just doing their own private workouts for 3 or 4 days until they actually get to the regular team workouts a couple days later.
Yeah, is that what professional baseball players do? Like when the season's over, they just do their own private workouts to keep them in condition between that one off season to the next.
I know quite a few of them go to Arizona.
So most of them, not teams obviously in the playoffs, because obviously if you make the World Series, your offseason is a little bit different because it's more condensed just because you're playing longer. But typically the teams that either don't make the playoffs or don't make the World Series, so their season would end some point in October, say mid-October or late October. Usually the players take about 6 weeks off at that point to kind of just unwind, recuperate, just clear their head, whether they go hunting, whether they go on like family vacation, since you can't take much of that during the season. So usually they take the month of November off to do nothing, heading into Christmas, and typically around Christmas they'll start like lifting weights and doing a lot of in-home training for like their in-home personal gyms and things like that. And then once you start getting to the end of January, a lot of the players have either condos in Arizona or condos in Florida because that's where spring training is. So a lot of the players will just kind of take their family there at the end of January for a month, 2 months, however long they're down there, and they'll just start doing their own private workouts for like 3 weeks until spring training starts, so they can get in the cage and just do a bunch of other stuff.
So I knew a lot of them go to Arizona, and I know especially during COVID, there was a lot of them that was meeting up in Arizona and like out in the desert and working out.
Yep.
I know a lot of people hate him, but
cool.
Trevor Bauer had a group that he would actually film a lot of their workouts, put it on YouTube of him pitching to some of the batters, and they'd just be out in the fucking like desert with a net behind the batter.
Yep.
Out there pitching to him.
Oh, that's crazy. But that's cool too. Shit.
Bauer puts out a lot of good content. I've watched a lot of his content he's put out on YouTube and stuff, but I haven't watched none here recently. But especially around that time, I was watching a lot of that because he would have different people come in and he would pitch, and they'd both be mic'd up and be talking shit to each other and stuff. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that sounds interesting to me. I mean, I would, that's what I would like to do before I leave out of here, man. I'm gonna go. When does spring training start again, Dustin? What month is it in?
February.
Oh yeah, into February. Yeah, I was thinking World Baseball Classic.
Bacardi pineapple. Holy crap! Well, hey, I had a night off from Jack Daniels. Well, no, I don't take a night off from Jack Daniels. Do I just? Yeah, I did. It was a partial night off. Partial night off. I divide what I normally drink in half, so I guess you could say it was a night off.
I've never been a big whiskey guy. I've been more.
That's because you're a little man.
I've been more of a beer guy.
I thought you would be tequila.
I used to drink Crown. Quite a bit.
Crown, yeah, I like Crown, but my wife doesn't like Crown. She says it's too sweet. I don't know. I like Crown. I like that Crown Apple. I drink that Crown Apple all day. And Crown Peach. Oh, Crown Peach is like the holy grail.
And some tequila, but now it's mainly just a nice beer. I'm good with.
Man, I can't do tequila anymore. I did that when I'm in my younger days, but that tequila is just such a rough alcohol, man. It's a rough alcohol in your body.
Well, to be honest, I don't even drink beer as often as I used to anymore with all the fucking medication I'm on.
That's how Jay ended up in Wisconsin. He had one too many tequilas and got in a random
vehicle. Man, listen. Listen. I'll tell you. One thing I love about Wisconsin, I wish it was like that all over the place, but the one thing I loved about Wisconsin is neighborhood bars. I mean, I loved it. Hey, Gonzo, listen, my house was literally 8 houses down from a bar, and it was also across the water. It was like a little bar that was right on the water. And I didn't have to drive. I had to do shit. All I got to do is walk about 8 doors down, right into the bar, baby. And I was like, yeah, it was just like Norm. Like I was like Norm off Cheers, man. I had my designated seat, had my designated TV to watch sports. It was beautiful. It was Gonzo. It was a thing of beauty. But I couldn't deal the cold. The cold just got to me. I couldn't do it, man. But what a great concept.
What street did you live on, Jay, if you even remember?
4th.
So
4th and Lincoln. 4th and Lincoln.
So you're probably talking about Water Street Pub?
Yes.
Water Street Pub is good stuff.
4th and Lincoln is right there, right down there at the bottom, man. And because the way it works, it's like, and the weird thing about it is like there's no beach right there, like where my house was. It was a cliff, or like a drop off. So you couldn't. Yeah, you had to go down a little. If you wanted to get in the water, you had to go further down. But if you want to look at the water, you can see the water right from there. It was beautiful. And then there was a what's that, frisbee golf? Hey, if I got on my bike and rode about 10 streets over, I could go do frisbee golf. And they had frisbee golf that goes all along Lake Michigan. So you got to make sure you throw it just right. If you throw it wrong, you're gonna have to go out in the damn ocean or lake or whatever to get your damn frisbee back. I've done that a few times.
My son loves playing that disc golf.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's addictive, man. Once you figure it out, yeah, it's crazy. But it's not as easy as you think when you first start.
That's kind of how it is here, though, is with like you were talking about the neighborhood bars. Like I remember where I used to live at about 10 years ago, about 15 years ago, there was a bar right across the street. I could walk out my front door, walk right across the street, and walk right into the front door of the bar.
Oh hell yeah, I love those, and I love it too because they made cherry beer. I love cherry beer.
You know what I
They
liked
made
about
homemade cherry beer. Oh, it was so good.
what I liked about it the most is when they had bands playing, I could sit right there on my front porch
and hear the music.
I could drink beer out of my refrigerator, sit right there on my front porch and listen to the band play and people watch all the people coming in and out of the bar and shit. They're like, hell, this is cheaper.
Hey, it doesn't get any better than that, honestly. It really doesn't. I mean, I'm telling you, it's one of the few things I miss about that place. I don't miss much, but that right there specifically was that one, and they had a Jalisco's, and the Jalisco's that was in the little downtown area of Sheboygan. I could call them at 2:00 in the morning when I step out the bar, and I can have a whole carne asada plate delivered to my house. And there was no DoorDash. That was just them. They delivered Mexican food like they deliver pizza. Oh, it's beautiful, man. That's where I found Valentina's. Told me a little Valentina's in there. Oh man, it was. God, I missed that place.
Jalisco's is open 24 hours now.
Yes, golly, I love that place.
I'm
telling you guys, there's nothing like it. I'm telling you. You go out the bar, you place your order, you go about 8 store down, you go into your house, and about 30 minutes later, man, this dude be like, and he over there, he's got that nice thing of Mexican food and that bottle of Valentina's, and all you can do is say, "Thank you, Pedro." Thank you.
There used to be a place here called La Bombas, and it had their thing was burritos as big as your head, and they would be open to like 5, 6 in the morning, and because they were out by Ball State campus, so they'd get all the people out drinking. We used to go there, man, and burritos would be like that fucking big around. I mean, it was good. Then they tried to move away from campus, and build a new building, and it didn't last. It's like you should have stayed where you was at.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. Damn.
Dustin, didn't the Mariners sign Castillo to a new contract? Why is he going through arbitration for?
I don't know if they actually reached an agreement with him.
I thought it came out that they reached an agreement with him toward the end of the season last year.
Are you sure?
They must not have. It just said the Mariners won the first decision of the arbitration. Now he'll get a raise of $2.95.
Yeah, they signed him to a 5-year, $108 million contract, but he still has to go through arbitration this year because that extension doesn't kick in until next year.
Oh, okay.
So he's on the final year of his arbitration eligible years this year, so they still got to go through that arbitration process for his salary this year, and then his regular contract kicks in next year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But the other side,
that's all that too. I was like, why are they going to arbitration? I thought they just signed.
No, it's like a rookie deal. It's like a rookie deal in the NBA or the NFL too, where if you're in your 4th year of your rookie deal and then you sign like a 6-year, $100 million extension, that extension doesn't actually kick in until after your 4th year of your rookie deal is over. So it essentially becomes a 7-year whatever, your $100 million plus whatever your final year of that rookie deal is out.
I guess what I'm asking is, why would you go to arbitration on something that's already resolved? Because you've already signed.
Because arbitration, when your arbitration is eligible, it's not really like an actual price tag that they put. So a player, based on how they pitch or how they perform the year before, they get put in a wage scale. So Luis Castillo pitched to basically where they feel he's worth between $14 and $15 million a year based on his wage scale. Castillo thinks he's worth about $18 million if you look at his past history. Seattle counter with like $12 million. So now they're trying to go to arbitration because Castillo thinks he's obviously worth more than $12 million, but the Mariners don't feel like he's worth $18 million yet just because his $20 million contract doesn't kick in yet. So arbitration is kind of the middleman where it says, well, he's worth more than 13, but you're worth less than 18, so this is what we're going to give you, and this is what you can settle on.
So out of that whole hour-long spiel, after that whole hour-long spiel, what I really took away from that was you're telling me that he wants a pay raise before the pay raise kicks in.
Yeah.
Okay. See how easy it was? 3 words. 3 words. So
he was
three.
He was trying to get 3.2 million and he ended up going to get 2.95. So it ain't like it was a lot less than what he was trying to get. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's less.
Yeah, honestly, Seattle's lucky he's only getting 2.9 based on his past performance. They're lucky they're not having to pay him out 10, 12 million right now.
Yeah, because last year he made 2.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
He was 7-3 with a 3.64 ERA. But the thing is, though, some of his record would even been better if he wouldn't have been pitching for the Reds.
Yeah,
there was a lot of games he pitched well enough to win on. He gave up maybe 1-2 runs and lost just because the Reds were terrible.
Yeah.
That's why if I was him, if he, I don't know why you signed a 6-year deal. I signed probably maybe a 2-year deal or 3-year deal, bump it up a little bit more off a good season, and then you can get even more money, right? I don't know why you signed such a long deal unless you plan to go under arbitration again when you pitch better.
You can't go through arbitration again.
Yeah, see, that's my point. Okay, so you can't even do that. So why would you? I wouldn't sign that long of a deal. I would probably want to give myself, 1 or 2 years to prove myself, and then try to get that big deal, bigger than when I was like that Scherzer money or Verlander money.
He's proven himself the last 3-4 years in Cincinnati. His big thing was he was in a small market in Cincinnati, so he wasn't going to get a 9-figure salary in Cincinnati. So when Cincinnati traded him to Seattle, he goes from one small market to another small market, but it's a bigger market than what Cincinnati is, and they were willing to pay him out that 9-figure salary, so he took it. But he's also only 27 years old going on 28. So even on a 5-year extension, he'll be 32 going on 33. He can sign another 5-year extension right after that for $150 million if he pitches well enough.
I mean, I get that. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to make his money. I just probably would have liked to have if I was him, I probably would have wanted a shorter deal just so I can kick that salary up sooner.
Well, actually, I read that wrong. It wasn't Luis Castillo. It's Diego Castillo.
Oh.
We went through arbitration. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I was going to say
in my head
getting more than $2 million.
Yeah.
Freaking
it was Diego Castillo. And hey, I saw the last name Castillo.
How do you mess that up? I'm just saying. How you mess that up?
Seattle's team.
Diego and Luis are two completely different guys. How you mess that up? Well, I tell you,
I read the last
name. If this is the level of accuracy I can expect, you are no Ian Rappaport. You are no Adam Schefter. I'll tell you that.
I ain't trying to be.
You don't want to be.
I'm glad Gonzo has a good sense of humor. He knows I'm teasing him.
He's better than that. It was because it said that he played for the Rays till 2018. I'm like, he didn't play for the Rays. He was with the Reds, so he went to the Mariners. And then I saw that it said Diego, and I was like, oh, wrong Castillo. Damn it, Jay, there ain't a whole lot going on. Hey, there's not a whole lot going on in the baseball world, so I had to make some shit up. Come on.
No, and there's really not. I mean, honestly, with until pitches report, I mean, you get the small little stuff. Oh, but Trevor, I did find it interesting that Trevor Bauer was released unanimously, as if there was somebody who was going to oppose that. Like, who would have opposed that? I just thought it was interesting that they had to come out and say it was unanimous. I figured they would gladly be unanimous.
Are you talking about Trevor Bauer?
Yeah,
I'd opposed it.
Did you? The Dodgers said, well, damn it, we're taking what Gonzo said.
The dude's a hell of a pitcher, but his problem is he's not only a freaking head case, but he's a locker room cancer. And every team that he's played for says the same exact thing, that they don't even want to be with him in the locker room.
The Reds are the only ones that didn't say that, but it was a shortened season, so they didn't get the full effect of a whole season of him.
Yeah,
because he was loved in the Reds clubhouse.
The head case part you can kind of get around, right? There's a lot of head cases in the world. I mean, and that are still great, players at whatever sport they're in, right? Dennis Rodman was probably the biggest head case out there, and look how he still played basketball at a pretty high level. So I don't care about the head case part. The cancer in the locker room, now that can be an issue. That could be an issue. Unless you tell them, hey, Trevor, just, you're a pitcher. You don't have to really have too much interaction with these people. Just stay by yourself. Don't say nothing to nobody. Don't talk to nobody. Just go out there and pitch.
Yeah, well, that's a lot easier said than done because Trevor Bauer is such a great human.
Yeah,
I bet you Chris can't even remember why Trevor Bauer got traded in the first place to Cincinnati.
Oh damn!
What? Oh man, let me think. I
He's
know
doing right
he done
into the
something in
fire.
Cleveland.
Yep, it
Forget
was
what
in
exactly
Cleveland.
what he done in Cleveland. Besides throwing the ball, he threw the ball over center field fence. That was funnier than hell. I forget what else he had done in Cleveland. What was it?
So the current Cubs general manager is Carter Hawkins, who was the assistant general manager in Cleveland when Trevor Bauer was there. When Trevor Bauer was pitching in the playoffs that one year when he had his busted finger and you had all the blood and everything coming
Oh
out of
yeah,
his hand,
from the drone.
Carter Hawkins put him on not the IL, but he took him off the ALDS roster because he had to get stitches. Trevor Bauer did not agree with the decision and punched Carter Hawkins in the face.
Wow. Well,
I remember that
can't
now.
say he don't have
'Cause he
competitive spirit.
when he try to fix one of his drones or something, and he cut his hand.
Yeah, not necessarily. He was fixing a drone, but he ended up cutting his hand with a knife. So
Yeah.
it
I
wasn't
thought
even
it was
like
a knife that he got it.
Yeah, but I knew it was something to do with the drone. I thought it was hilarious when he turned around and threw the ball from the pitcher's mouth out of the center.
that was a freaking good heave too, like 450-foot heave.
Did you see where Baltimore don't have they're not going might not re-up their lease for Camden Yards. So where on one
Where are they going to play?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I can understand them not re-upping their lease for Camden Yards because that area itself is not the safest area to begin with, especially for kids going to games at night. So I can understand them not re-upping it. And then you had that whole, what was that, fiasco a couple of years ago where all the violence in Baltimore was so bad that they couldn't even have fans at games for a couple of days.
Yeah, Baltimore is a kind of a rough city. I've gone through Baltimore several times and tried going to Edgar Allan Poe's house. I wanted to go see this famous writer, right? Edgar Allan Poe. My wife's a huge English person, and I tried to go to his house, and there was like about 10 crack addicts there. And my wife's like, "Hey, this doesn't look like a good area." I said, "I don't know, man. It's kind of like Walmart Pharmacy. Let's see if they got the Star Plus program." Apparently they don't. You can't get the crack cocaine on a Star Plus program, but they look at you kind of weird.
But if Baltimore doesn't re-up their lease, I guess you're kind of looking at either playing in a college stadium like Maryland University for the temporary, or I guess sharing the Washington National Stadium, because Washington Nationals are only 25 minutes away from where Camden Yards is. So you're gonna have to maybe look into that situation too, but that's not ideal for Major League Baseball because it's not like the NFL where the Chargers and Rams share a stadium, the Jets and Giants share a stadium, and they have one game there a week. This is Major League Baseball where you have 162 games out of 200 days, and somebody's going to be home at least 3 days a week because of a homestand or whatever, or because of a home game. So someone's going to be home for at least 3 to 4 days a week. So you would literally have to have one team be gone for a week and then the other team be home for a week. You wouldn't be able to do any of these extended homestands if you're going to split it.
Yeah. Excuse me. That's interesting. Excuse me.
Yeah, they said the owner says they're going to stay in Baltimore, but
I just wonder where they're going to go. I mean, they ain't got but one damn stadium there unless they move it to a different state. I can't imagine them leaving the city of Baltimore.
Like Dustin said, I'm sure they could use a college park or something in Baltimore until they figure something out.
Yeah, but then you
lose. I think a lot of it's to do with
attendance people, though. When you're trying to figure it out, that's the only thing that sucks.
I mean, Baltimore doesn't get the best attendance right now, anyways.
Well, that's true.
They barely get 10 to 12,000.
Well, I don't know. I think their attendance will pick up now that the team is actually getting better. I mean, last year they played pretty well towards the end. So, I mean, if they play good enough, they could probably get their attendance up, though. But I see your point. I mean, like right now they don't, but I get your point.
That's why, like, if they're not gonna renew the lease, now would be the time to do it, just because they don't have the greatest attendance right now. So it's not like they're gonna be going from 35, 40,000 a game down to like 5 or 6. You're going from like 12 or 13,000 down to 5 or 6, which is still less, but it's not as bad of a hit.
Right. Yeah, 12,000 fans. I mean, that stadium would be so empty. Wow.
So I liked Camden Yards when I went there. I thought the ballpark was nice, but I understand it is old and it does need. I think they want to do some upgrades to it. Like it sounded like they got
it's got a damn roof.
The city had got some kind of money for that and to put money into the Ravens Stadium. So
Baltimore's got money. Yeah, Baltimore's got money. They can put money into that stadium. I promise you. It's just, will they do that? Will they pass the bill, because it's going to affect everybody's taxes. So maybe the citizens of Baltimore about to get a little pissed. It's going to affect their taxes a little bit. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ballparks I'm into. But where it's at, I think it would be kind of hard to really do a whole lot of upgrades to it, especially if you try to expand it any, because the way it's built there's not a whole lot of room around it that you could really expand it a whole lot.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I like it.
Baltimore is pretty packed. It's a packed in city. I'll tell you that. They may have to go to Al Ryan City.
That's one reason I liked Camden Yards, though, because it was kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a smaller stadium, and the way it's built down like in a hole. So when you walk in, you're basically at the top level, and then you walk down in your seat. So even if you're up in the second section, you don't feel like you're way up in the air. You feel like you're
that's how the dome is. The Astrodome that the Astros used to play in. You went down, and then you were already kind of like at the mezzanine level, or a little bit, maybe a little bit above mezzanine level when you first walk in. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Which we had real good seats. We were sitting like in the fourth row now. I don't know, just past third base. So I mean, we had pretty decent seats.
I mean, honestly, I don't know why they can't just put like you said, go to a college stadium. Implode Camden Yards, get it out of the way, and then just put the new stadium right there, right where it's at, and throw a roof on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Why does everybody want a roof on everything?
Baseball is the only sport, in my opinion, that every stadium should have a retractable roof. Just because you look at how early the season starts. Right. And how many teams like in Chicago, Cincinnati, New York, all the teams up north, Minnesota, that still get snow in March and April. World Series sometimes goes until the beginning of November. Granted, it is rare, but you still get snow and stuff up in November in some of those places. Like, baseball is the only sport that I think every stadium should be required to have a retractable roof, just because the season is so long, it starts so early, and it ends so late. You're going to run into bad weather eventually that you can't play in. And if you have that retractable roof, you wouldn't have to worry about postponing games and having double headers and having to play potentially tie-breaking games at the end of the year because this team has 2 less games than this team that could affect your division race.
I mean, having a retractable roof just helps you financially, right? Helps the team financially. Because like you said, if they're canceling games, then that's an issue.
Because they lose money.
And then too, man, hey, look, like when they pull the roof back at Minute Maid, it's like you're outside. I mean, I'm swear to God, but they pull that thing all the way back. If the sky is right above you. So it's like you get the best of both worlds, right? I mean, hey, when it's raining, close it up. Keep playing baseball. When it's not raining, throw it back. Because when you get a 162-game season, it's hard to make up those, like you said, those postponed games.
And like at Miller Park, too, even when they close the roof at Miller Park, they still have like those glass window panels like in the outfield that they can open them. So even if it was like 37, 38 degrees and snowing outside, you could close the roof. And if they really wanted to still open it, you can still have it open where you're still getting the air and all that natural airflow from the outside. It just wouldn't have to worry about the snow coming into the stadium at that point.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually a pretty good feature to have. I don't know. I just think, man, from an economic standpoint, it just makes practical sense to have a roof. And then, like you said, you get the best of both worlds, man. You can either have it open or you can have it closed. It doesn't matter. But Gonzo always wants an open roof. I don't know what his deal is, but whatever. Damn Indianapolis people got to have their open weathers, whatever.
I'm fine if you want to have a roof. I've always been one of them guys that, I don't know, baseball's an outside sport.
So, but I used to think I understand
what Dustin's saying though, because because I've also been the guy that has also complained about that baseball needs to move the playoffs up some, so you're not playing in cold weather in the most important games. So I understand putting a roof on it.
Yeah, I guess
I just grew up as baseball was outside sport. You know what I mean? You always played it.
Yeah.
But
I used to think that way too. I used to think that way too up until last year when I was coaching high school baseball last year. And our season was supposed to start March 28th, and then our last regular season game was, I think, June 1st, and then the playoffs started like the week after that. Between March 28th, when our season started, and April 25th, we were supposed to have 11 games played in that time frame. We played one game in those 4 weeks because of weather. Because it was either too cold, it was raining, it was snowing. And then the final 3 weeks of the season, we had to cram 10 games in a 14-game period to make up all those games that we lost at the beginning of the year. And that's why, like, obviously high school, you can't have, like, retractable roofs or anything like that. But that's why for, like, Major League Baseball, knowing what I had to go through in high school that year and just how unpredictable weather is in the Midwest that early in the season for, like, those first 6 weeks of the season, I just think every stadium needs to have a retractable roof so they don't go through situations like that, because we saw how difficult it was last year when baseball had the lockout. And then the season started like 12 days late. It started 12 days late. Most teams missed on average 7 to 9 games in that 12 days that it started late. Look how many doubleheaders they had to schedule throughout the year to make up just those 7 to 9 games that those teams missed. And look at how difficult it was to schedule those doubleheaders, because then you have a rainout during the middle of the year. Well, that's another doubleheader that you got to try to fit into the shorter time frame.
I just like how baseball could have damn near almost a shortened season because they got started off late, but yet still got the whole damn season in. But yet football can't do one rescheduled game and have just 1 week off between that and the Super Bowl. What the hell?
Blame the Pro Bowl for that, and that's exactly why I've said for the last 5 years I've never understood why the Pro Bowl is the week before the Super Bowl, and every other sport has their All-Star game during the season. Well, and if you look at the NFL, every team in the NFL has a bye week, correct? But the bye weeks vary depending on just when they give the team the bye weeks. Why not use a universal bye week and have everyone have their bye week in week 10 and have the Pro Bowl be week 10?
Or go back to like how you used to do it and do it after the
Super Bowl even. But I think just being how every other sport is with the All-Star game and how the All-Star game actually takes place during the middle of the season, I just think if you're going to give all these NFL teams a bye week anyways, even out the playing field, have everybody have a bye week in week 10. That way they're playing 9 games before the bye week, they have the bye week, and then they're playing 8 games after the bye week, and you're not having a situation where one team has their bye week in week 4 and then has 14 straight games after that, or another team has 12 games, has a bye week, and then has like 3 or 4 games after that.
Yeah.
And then that would kind of give you the opportunity to move the Pro Bowl around too, as opposed to hosting it in the same venue all the time. You could start treating it like an actual all-star week like everybody else does, where one year the Pro Bowl's in Tampa Bay, the next year it's in California, the next year it's in Indy. Like, you could move it around, especially if it's not like an actual Pro Bowl event anymore and it's more so the Pro Bowl games now. You could easily move that to different stadiums if you had it in the middle of the season as opposed to putting it in January like they do now, February.
Have you seen some of the Pro Bowl games they're having?
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be better going to the Pro Bowl games.
Better than one of them is the longest drive. I didn't realize they were going to have guys out there hitting golf balls. I think that'll be.
And if
it'll
they
be
are really,
it's going to be entertaining.
yeah. And if they are really going
if I want to go see a damn circus show, I'll go down to the local circus. I want to see some damn football. I don't like this. This is some horse shit.
Well, no, if they're going to go to the whole flag,
the Pro Bowl game's been a joke for the last 10 years.
I know.
If they're going to go to the whole flag,
I've been saying horse shit for the last 10.
But if they're going to go to this flag football style like they are this year, why not have a celebrity game and do it?
Hey, that's the horse shit.
Put celebrities on the field with these players. And
look, if I want to watch celebrities, I'll go to the Oscars. I don't want to watch celebrity bullshit.
So you don't
watch that guy, damn it.
You don't watch the celebrity basketball game during the NBA All-Star break?
Look, I'd rather go watch Savannah Bananas than go watch this damn fucking Pro Bowl shit. I'd rather go watch the senior game or the senior bowl in college than go watch the Pro Bowl. I'd rather go to Birmingham, Alabama, and watch the USFL before I watch the damn Pro Bowl.
You're telling me you don't watch the celebrity softball game that they have in the MLB All-Star weekend?
Okay, Gonzo, I need you to do an exercise with me. Take your right hand and hold it up. Take your right hand and hold it up. I'll wait. Now slap your ass out of your face.
You know what? You don't watch the celebrity softball game. You don't watch the celebrity basketball game for NBA All-Star Weekend.
Look, the chances of me watching a celebrity basketball, baseball, or whatever game is the same chance of you coming over here and slapping my nuts. It's not going to happen.
I go to Florida enough and I drive through Georgia, Jay. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Blue, don't let him talk to me like this. Come on over here. Sick his ass. Look, if I say sick balls, you better run. Because Blue is trained on sick balls.
I like what they've done with the Pro Bowl because at least they're trying something instead of just keeping it the same old bullshit.
And last year when they came up with the best catch and then that dodgeball tournament last year, I think that was a good change to at least get fans brought back to it and kind of get fans more involved in it again.
And it'll be entertaining, especially because, like the flag football game, you have Peyton and Eli coaching against each other. So, they're going to be chirping back and forth. It'll be entertaining. Is it a real football game? No, but hell, the NFL isn't getting too far before it turns into flag football. So this might be their test.
Yeah, I kind of wish that every stadium would get it though, just because All-Star events are supposed to be kind of like a family event, and how many families are going to take their families to Vegas for the Pro Bowl, or how many families can afford to spend 4 or 5 days in Hawaii just to go watch the Pro Bowl when the Pro Bowl used to be in Hawaii. Treat it like a regular All-Star week or an All-Star game. Have every stadium have it once a year, and then that way more people have a chance to see this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just, if I wanted to watch flag football, I'd go watch that lingerie stuff. At least I get something out of it. I don't get nothing out of watching pro football players playing flag football. It's just wrong. It's just so wrong.
I honestly think they should just get away from the game anyways. The only All-Star game where people actually take it serious is baseball. Basketball, they don't take it serious anymore because now it's like 190 to 180. They just go up there and shoot threes and play no defense. Hockey is pretty much the same thing. They're just going out there and skating and firing shots at the goalie. No one's trying to actually stand in front of the puck and stop it. The only All-Star game that people take seriously is baseball.
Hockey.
I would agree with that.
That's why this weekend.
That's why, like, if they want to get away from the Pro Bowl game completely and just do like a week of All-Star skills competitions, I think that'd be fine too, because you're still going to get people out there.
I'll do the skills stuff and then do kind of like WWE does with their fan fest. Do like a fan fest thing where fans can meet and greet with the Pro Bowl guys and stuff.
Yeah,
I think fans would enjoy that more than what it's been. That's what I was telling. Actually, me and my son was talking about it when I was taking him to work this morning. And I told him, I said, baseball is the one that means the most, and I said, or is the one that fans care about the most. All-Star game. I said, but it used to even be better or cared about more when they had
the home field on the line.
Yeah, when home field was on the line for the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just. Yeah, that's what we are, man. We get this our Pro Bowl. I don't even know why we even have a Pro Bowl. I mean, just say they're in the Pro Bowl, okay? Just make it an actual title and move on. I mean, really. I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, you take away a hit, you take all the, and then I get skill competition. I don't look if I want to watch skill competition, I just go get mad and play my own skill competition. I don't care. I mean, damn.
Jay, you're just a grumpy old man this morning.
Man, come on.
Hey, blame Sean Taylor and rest in peace, Sean Taylor. But
I'm blaming GMOs in this chicken. It's done messed up everybody's brains when they raise these kids, and now this is what we got.
No, but I'm saying they took the Pro Bowl.
I blame GMO for everything.
They took the Pro Bowl serious until Sean Taylor took the punter's head off.
Yeah, that's true.
After Sean Taylor took the punter's head off in the Pro Bowl, they're like, we're not going to tackle anymore. Now it's just lightly touching people.
Yeah, that again, man. Hey, look, I'm sorry. You're a football player, not a fucking ballerina, man. Come on, get some cojones. Or as I say in rock, dongies.
Gunnar Henderson is the future in Baltimore. Oh.
Tell you what. He said, who are the Astros? Laugh out loud. Good morning. Hey, Billy Buzz Smith. You can go fuck yourself.
Billy coming in hot this morning with Jay.
Yeah. Hey, I don't even know. And the sad thing about it is, I don't care. Look, you talk trash about the Astros because really, I mean, we are the World Series champions. I just wonder who his team is. Billy, who's your team, Billy? And I swear to God, if you say the Rangers or if you say the Orioles, I'm going to roast you. I'm going to crucify you.
AP says the Senior Bowl going to be better than the NFL Pro Bowl.
It will, because the seniors actually have to take it serious, because this is how they can improve their draft stock in front of coaches and scouts.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Hey, I'd rather go see the damn Senior Bowl than the Pro Bowl. Yeah, I just can't be a part of it. I hate it all the way around.
Tonight, 7 p.m., turn in the ESPN and watch the Skills Showdown for the NFL Pro Bowl games. And then at least give it a chance. Because then it's some tonight and the rest of it's on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Listen, I have better things to do than that shit.
Billy says he follows the Red Sox. He says I love you, Jay. I'm a huge Jeff Bagwell fan.
Oh, you Red Sox!
I was waiting on that part.
He said all Jay heard was Jeff Bagwell, and then he skipped over the Red Sox part for a second.
Red Sox! You dudes are garbage doo-doo bum on my butthole. Yeah, that's where the Red Sox are, man.
I mean, they have just as many World Series championships as the Astros do the past 10 years.
Hey, nobody asked you, Lippy Lucy.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, man, hey, if you're a Red Sox fan, I ain't got nothing against you, man. As long as you're not a Yankees fan, those are the worst fans, Yankee fans. Because they're like Cowboys fans. Yankees fans are like Cowboys fans. I mean, we're all delusional. Frankie still thinks he's going to get a damn World Series, and he ain't seen shit since 2009. I don't know what his problem is.
Hey, we're gonna get another World Series here in Cincinnati eventually.
Yeah, if you're playing MLB The Show.
he's like, but will it be in our lifetime?
That's the
problem. Will it be in our lifetime?
There's been one in my lifetime.
Hey,
the last one.
At least you guys can say that you've seen your team play in the fucking Super Bowl.
And Reds won it in '90. That was in my life. I've been 10 years. I was 10 years old.
Hey, I like Nikki, man. Nikki's a shit. Nikki, you're the shit. Get him, Nikki. Tell him. Tell him what's up.
AP says, is every All-Star game in every sport a little lame? You better love. That's why you like Nikki. I'll see why you like Nikki now.
But I tell you what, man, I am looking forward to baseball, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing who's going to give the Astros, the business, man. Because right now, we saw the best of the Phillies and we took them out. We saw the best of the Yankees, we took them out. We saw the best of the Mets last year, we took them out. Now, granted, the Mets have improved that team significantly since the last time we played them. But do you think it'll be enough?
I think, honestly, the teams that are going to give the Astros the biggest issues this year, I do think the Yankees are going to stack up better this year just because they did improve their pitching with adding Rodon to the mix. But I think the Astros division is going to be the ones that give them the toughest battles. You have Seattle, who came out of nowhere last year. They're an up-and-coming team. I don't think they're going anywhere because they have a ton of young talent. You brought in Bruce Bochy, Jacob deGrom, and some of those pieces in Texas. Texas always had the offense that could give teams problems. They just never had the pitching that could stack up to it. At some point, if Mike Trout stays healthy and Anthony Rendon comes back healthy at some point, you have to think that trio of Shohei, Trout, and Rendon is going to give any team trouble in the middle of that lineup. And then you just have Oakland sitting at the bottom. So, I mean, Houston's going to have their work cut out for them in their division.
Yeah, we will. And you know what? And I want them to have their work cut out for them because it keeps them from getting lackadaisical or complacent, honestly. I think the team that's going to give them the hardest is going to be the Rangers, I have a feeling, because the Rangers have brought in so many good pitchers. The only thing I question about the Rangers is how is their middle relief and can their offense keep up with ours? But their starting pitching is like you said, is top notch as long as it stays healthy. But I'll tell you, man, the secret to the Astros is, if you have to get us early. If you don't get us early, you're not going to get us because once we get past your starting pitcher, I swear, if I'm one, maybe even 2 runs down, if I get past your starting pitcher and into your bullpen, unless you have a really good bullpen. The Astros tend to do most of their damage. If you watch them, they do most of their damage in the later innings once they get past that starting pitching.
Yeah, speaking of the Rangers for a minute, I forgot that this happened last year, but you guys remember Kumar Rocker, right?
Yeah.
And how he pitched with Jack Leiter in college and how they were like the best 1-2 punch that college has ever seen?
Yeah.
And the Mets drafted him in 2021, but he did not sign.
Yeah.
He's actually back with Texas now.
Oh, wow.
So he could end up with Jack Leiter again in a couple of years.
How crazy is that, huh?
So now your rotation, theoretically, in 2 years, your rotation could be Jacob deGrom, your number 1, Leiter Jr., your number 2, Rucker, your number 3.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they have all the pitching talent they need. They have the veterans right now leading the way, and then they got that young crop getting ready to come up. So Texas could be formidable for a little while. They just got to really work on that middle relief and work on their offense a little bit more, and I think they'll be good.
Yeah.
Who's that one? Is that Corey Seager? Corey Seager's with the Rangers, isn't he?
And Marcus Semien.
Yeah.
And then they have Jonah Heim at catcher, who's kind of one of those up-and-coming catchers. They have that Adolis Garcia in the outfield. I mean, they have plenty of talent in Texas.
Oh, yeah. They just got to put it together. That's all. They just got to put it all together, and they'll be fine.
Billy, I agree with you. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. AP says Houston still have a great pitching. That's how you win games, great pitching. Billy Gonzo, yeah. I've been to, Great American Ballpark is a nice ballpark to go watch a game at. And Jeter on the cover of MLB The Show.
Yeah, I don't know why Jeter would be on the cover of MLB The Show. They could have put some.
Well, there's multiple. I've seen multiple covers because the other day I saw Jazz Chisholm was on the cover.
I mean, I would have put Verlander on the damn cover, honestly, with the way that he's pitched.
A lot of these a lot of these games anymore, they have like 3 or 4 different covers because they have the regular edition, the deluxe edition, the special edition. Just more ways to get
true.
money.
But yeah, they do come out with a lot of different
Well,
stuff.
they're doing that now just because you have Xbox, you have Nintendo Switch, you have PlayStation 5, and all these other systems that they try to have at least one different cover per system. Instead of putting the same athlete on the same cover for all 3 systems, now it gives because as a kid, every athlete stream was to be on Madden, like be on the Madden cover. Until you had the Madden curse, and then you missed the entire next season. But every kid's dream was to be on that Madden cover video game.
Well, truthfully, I mean, I think somebody from Houston should be on the damn cover. I mean, look how competitive we've been over the last 10 years, and look at all the great players that are still on the team that have been through that 10 years. Bregman's had a good year. You can put Pena on there. I mean, Pena had a hell of a good year as a rookie. I'm not saying you're gonna put him on there because he's a rookie. But I'm just saying he had a hell of a good season. I mean, there's a lot of people that have made good cases to be on the cover, right? I mean, I don't know how you win the National League MVP or the American League MVP and the World Series MVP, and we're not talking about you. I just don't see how that happens.
I don't know. And then, like, what sucks with baseball games now is there used to be like 2 or 3 good baseball games or more. Now about the only one there really is that's any good is the show.
I'm just happy they brought the show to the Nintendo Switch because that after they got rid of MLB, after they got rid of MLB 2K, I could not play any baseball games for like 8 years because I didn't have a PlayStation. I always had Xbox, and now once MLB show came to Xbox, I didn't care. I was like, oh sweet, I can play baseball games again.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was glad when it switched over because I have Xbox. I hate when they have those games. I understand why they have some games that are just for that platform, but this day and age, you might as well make them all for all the platforms because hell, you can play. Well, they got it now. You can play cross-platform on a lot of the games. So,
oh yeah.
But well, Jay, you got any final thoughts before we get out of here for today?
Yeah, make sure you tune into the afternoon blitz at 1:00 Eastern, man. It's going to be a good time. We'll have a good time talking about a whole lot of stuff, I'm sure. So you make sure you want to get there. Yeah. And then don't forget to check us out on Unscripted tonight at 7:00.
I don't recommend tuning into either one of them shows. They both suck.
Oh no!
Look at the reaction.
Afternoon blitz. You know, it's getting better. You got me on here now. You got a Sky guy on here. You know, and easy money. Hey, look, all you gotta do is keep plugging away on it and get Tony a booster seat. Y'all be all right.
Hey, if it was such an easy money show, why haven't I won money yet?
Cause you don't bet, Stat Guy. Part of winning is you have to actually put money down on a bet.
Dad had a good. I don't know how he did yesterday, but I know Tuesday night that fucker went 8-1, hit like 2 parlays that he gave out. Like son of a bitch.
Who did that?
My dad. He was on fire. He's on fire in hockey. He kills in hockey. I don't bet no. I don't put out no picks in hockey. The NHL All-Star game is Saturday, Billy.
See, I like what the NHL did too. They actually have 2 separate All-Star games the same day.
Oh, I do have one final thought. If you look, because Billy's in here and Billy's a Boston type of guy. This is what I learned. This is what a guy from Houston learned. Now, again, this is the guy that hangs out between the diaper section and the beer section at Walmart. So take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But what I'm saying is, when you go to a Harvard graduate, one of my cousins graduated from Harvard. Believe it or not, there's actually somebody in the family that was smart enough to go to Harvard. I don't know how that happened, but they're smart enough to go to Harvard. If you go to Harvard graduation, I don't recommend wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and you know, some Adidas tennis shoes and a hat. I don't recommend that. You may want to actually put some effort into it and dress appropriately. Gonzo, I went there. I don't know what they got pissed off because I had a beer in a brown paper bag, and they didn't like that. It was some issues. There were some issues there.
Hey Jay, did you show up in a sleeveless T-shirt?
I did. And apparently I told them that's southern dressed up because of the heat. I'm not used to this northern stuff where you got to put more clothes on. Apparently they have an issue with that. Oh, also, another Jay piece of advice. Never, ever, ever go to a convenience store and get a Monster drink and they put it in a brown paper bag and then you got some gummy bears with you and go to the opera. Apparently that's frowned upon too, because my wife was singing in a choir at an orchestra, and apparently she was upset because I was out in the middle of the audience and I was drinking my Monster out of my brown paper bag and eating gummy bears, and apparently the people at the opera, they frown on that, believe it or not. They frown on that. So again, if you go to the opera, there's certain etiquettes apparently that you have to adhere to, and one of them is not bringing a Monster drink in a brown paper bag and gummy bears.
AP says, "Is it going to start at 1? It'll start. The afternoon blitz will start at 1-ish. I don't know if it'll start exactly at 1. You never know with us, but it'll be around that
I don't
time.
know if any show I've ever been on has ever started right on the dot, man. I just never seen that happen.
Billy says, "Jay, go Red Sox." Eddie said he'd wear Crocs to Harvard. That's the most he could do.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's certain places I don't go to anymore.
AP had a question real quick. What MLB game opener is everybody looking forward to?
I think we're all just looking forward to our own team.
Yeah, pretty much.
Baseball season.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I don't even know who the Astros have in the opener. I have to go back and look. I have to go actually look at the schedule. But yeah, I think that's correct. I think we're all looking at our own teams. I know. Well, let's say I think all of us except Gonzo, because Gonzo's a Reds fan, and I think he kind of knows.
Hey,
I
usually do a watch along for the Reds. Opener.
I mean, but if we're looking at the opening day schedule, though, we have Astros and White Sox. Blue Jays and Cardinals could be a good game on opening day. Phillies and Rangers could be a good game because that would be Zach Wheeler versus Jacob deGrom.
Oh, nice. Who the Astros got again?
White Sox.
Oh yeah, okay.
It'll be Framber Valdez versus Dylan Cease.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's gonna be a good game. Cease is actually a really good.
And then you got Guardians versus the Mariners, so that would be like a Luis Castillo or Robbie Ray versus Shane Bieber game.
Oh damn. Yeah, that'd be a good game as well. Yeah, I
usually do a watch along on opening day of baseball. Cover some of the games. Usually cover the Reds game.
Yeah, I guarantee you this year we will definitely be doing some watch-alongs when the Astros and the Braves play possibly, and most likely we will definitely do one for the Astros and Yankees because you know me and Frankie are going to be going at it. So
we're doing one for the Astros and Cubs, Jay.
No, I mean competitive teams. Oh, that's right. The Cubs did add a few guys. Yeah, we could throw some Cubs games in there too.
We play you once a year now.
Great. So I could whoop your ass once a year.
Yep. All three games.
Jay's going to be sad when the Reds beat the Astros this season in that one game that we get to play them.
Yeah. You know what the C on top of the Chicago Cubs hat stands for, right? It stands for cuckold. Chicago cuckold, because Houston is going to cuckold you.
Oh.
Yeah.
But all right,
get that one.
Jay had final thoughts.
They're like, this son of a bitch.
What's your final thoughts, that guy? Got any? Orioles play Yankees in opener in Baltimore, AP says.
No, Orioles. Oh, yeah, that's the opener in Baltimore. I was going to say Yankees play the Giants opening day.
Nice.
So that'll be a Garrett Cole versus Kevin Gausman match.
Hey, don't forget tonight we got so night Gonzo. But you're gonna be on tonight, right, Gonzo, on Unscripted?
Yeah, I'll be on. I had to think what I don't have no interview or nothing tonight, so yep, I'll be on. I won't be on Saturday.
Nah, if you can just make Tuesday, Thursday, that'd be straight.
I have wrestling show Saturday and Sunday this week.
Oh hell yeah! Just make sure you make sure you tag me so that way I can share your stuff.
And then Monday we have our big wrestling awards show where we're giving out our awards for like wrestler of the year and stuff for 2022. We're supposed to have it a couple weeks ago.
Billy says, "Do I know what the A stands for in Astros? It stands for assholes. Assholes. Assholes."
So yeah,
You know what the P on the Philadelphia Phillies stands for?
We'll see.
Pearland.
Apparently. Oh yeah.
Don't forget.
Did you have any-
I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. I apologize.
No, go ahead. Finish that.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut in.
Oh, seriously, because I was going to Dustin for his final thoughts. So go ahead and finish your thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts have been spread throughout this whole show. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm very, very. And Dustin, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good.
I did have one last thing I wanted to plug, and that was catch us on Twitter at Unscripted Guys, all one word. Unscripted Guys, all one word. Twitter. Okay, I'm done now.
Dustin, you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Baseball officially starts February 16th. That's the day that's the day pitchers and catchers report. That's the day when college baseball starts. That's basically the first day of 10 straight months of baseball action.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
And we have spring football. It's gonna be
we have football. We have football 12 months of the year, Chris. This year.
I'm ready to check out XFL, see what it looks like now. But
yeah, I have not watched one XFL game, so I'm definitely looking forward to the XFL.
Dude, before it got shut down for the pandemic,
it was the way the broadcasts were on that were amazing.
I enjoyed it. My final thoughts are basically join us at 1 p.m. for the ASAP Afternoon Blitz, 3 o'clock Easy Money. Day's Thursday, so 7 o'clock unscripted. I don't have no night show tonight. Then tomorrow we'll be back for another episode around the bases. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network and at Unscripted. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. You can follow ASAP Sports Network on all social media as well. Like Jay said, Unscripted, I think, is Unscripted Guys on Twitter, and it's just Unscripted on Facebook and Unscripted on YouTube.
Yeah, and then Unscripted Sports on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I haven't made it to the TikTok realm yet. I keep saying I'm going to start one, but I haven't yet. That's something I'm going to get to. But appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Around the Bases. Hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe.